Did you know that your dog ages 7 times faster than you do? That means that every day with your pup matters. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here. And while you're planning years ahead, your dog is aging at warp speed. Those gray whiskers, slower walks, longer naps, they're all reminders that time is precious. So here's what most dog owners don't know. You can actually slow down some of the aging process with something as simple as the live nutrition in Rough Greens. The problem is that bag of kibble that you're feeding them has been stripped of all the live nutrients that fight aging. Rough Greens puts all of that back. Every scoop delivers the live nutrients that help your dog's body fight the effects of time. Stronger joints, sharper mind, more energy at any age. If your dog only has so many days with you, shouldn't every day be their best? I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover the shipping. Make every day count. Go to roughgreens.com, use discount code TIME because time is precious. That's ruffgreens.com, discount code.
Kick off the new year in professional grade style with Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Right now, drive home a GMC Arcadia with 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers, or choose a 26 GMC CR 1500 and get up to $7,000 in rebates with an eligible trade-in, or 0% APR for well-qualified buyers. Big capability, bold style, and New Year savings you don't want to miss. Start the year strong at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Shop online at hurlchev.com.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
Then the KS Radio News, I'm Connor Schuh. We were able to speak with State Senator Jerry Moran yesterday about his visit to Colby to help with the ribbon cutting and unveiling of the new Citizens Health Hospital in town. Here's some of what he had to say.
We've been working a long time, years, with the Citizens Health Center in Colby. The goal has been to update and modify the equipment at their hospital, and then a better facility, a more long-lasting facility. And by the efforts of lots of people in this area, and particularly people on the hospital board and local citizens and contributions, we are here today to cut a ribbon on this new hospital campus. And that's pretty darn exciting, and it is pretty darn significant for the future of Colby and for Northwest Kansas.
For these and other stories, go to nwksradio.net.
Cold weather advisory is in effect for the entire tri-state area until midday Sunday. Wind chills will be 15 to 25 below. Winter storm warning is issued for Graham and Gove County Friday noon to midnight Saturday. Possibility of 6 to 10 inches of snow, and a winter weather advisory remain in place for the rest of northwest Kansas with anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of snow. Today and tomorrow will be cloudy and cold with east-southeasterly winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour. Highs in the single digits, lows below zero. And the extreme cold combined with the potential for several inches of that light, fluffy blowing snow will impact people, pets, livestock, and roads. Take the necessary precautions to care for and the best to stay indoors. Accumulating snow begins mid-afternoon today and peaks tonight and tomorrow morning. Expect hazardous travel on I-70. Sunday will be cloudy and cold with highs remaining in the teens. This is meteorologist Chris Stromick, the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pest Away in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pest Away today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
At Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic, they believe in promoting healthier living through compassionate quality care. From state-of-the-art maternity care to life-saving emergency services, their dedicated team is there for you and your family. Whether it's managing diabetes, navigating recovery, or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic. Your health, our priority.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
Need a porta potty or septic pumping in Northwest Kansas? Call Topside Portables and Pumping, your local family-owned crew. They've got clean, reliable toilets for weddings, farms, and job sites, plus full septic services, RV waste, fertilizer tanks, and more. Available 24/7, because when nature calls, they answer. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. Reliable, local, clean.
Convenience just got an upgrade. Farmers State Bank of Oakley is excited to announce the opening of our brand new ATM along Highway 40, right next to Sonic Drive-In. Whether you're grabbing a snack or on the go, you can quickly access your cash without the detour. It's banking made easy, right where you need it. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
You ready? One, two, three, four!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
The amount of money getting thrown around to quarterbacks who haven't done diddly squat is amazing to me.
And Connor Schuh.
He's the new guy.
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Covering it all from the preps.
He's at the 10, the 5, he dives for the end zone, he's in! Touchdown, Cowboys!
To the pros.
Line drive, left field, base hit! Here comes McMahon, he'll score! Ball game!
The Blitz is presented by Pearl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank. Along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the Insurance Agency, Pest Away LLC, Topside Portables and Pumping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakley.
Let's go to work.
To break, that looked to be halfway down. Here's Mole attacking with the right hand all the way to the cup, goes up, draws the foul, and puts it in.
Makes the basket. Good
It's
job,
an and one for Braylon Mole.
Blackwell high on the right. Stewart defends. Blackwell throws to Bielyauskas, finds the cutter. Winter slam dunk. Nolan Winter sending it down.
Taking it back. Here's that's Litzit who stole it and put it back in. Turn around and yelled to her teammates. She's fired up. Cowgirls up 4-1.
Dangerous 3-on-3 combo for Minnesota. Kaprizov.
Is there anything better than a train horn after a goal or a touchdown?
It's pretty great.
I mean, there's a couple high schools in town that have the horn. I don't know if it's legal anymore. Smith Center used to have the horn. I mean, you talk about a parade after every touchdown for Smith Center High School in Kansas. Like, they'd score a touchdown, cannon would fire, boom, and then a big train horn. I mean, and when you're scoring, 50, 60 points a game, that thing's getting a workout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Bill Beerman, let's get ourselves a train horn. Can we get a train horn for every Cowboy touchdown? That'd be great.
Oh, jeez.
Good Friday morning, everybody. It's a cool start. 6 degrees outside. Honestly, I don't think it feels too bad. As long as the wind doesn't really blow, it's going to be okay. If it's a still 5 degrees, that's all right. If the wind goes anything over 15, they're going to feel it. You're going to feel a little bit worse.
I didn't feel too bad when I was walking to my car. Granted, I warmed it up a little bit before, but I was protected from the wind when I was walking from my house, and I think I agree with you. It didn't feel like 6, but it felt cold for sure.
Does the Honda have auto start?
No.
Oh man, tough. Tell you
it's
what,
fine though.
That's one of the things that you get. There's things in automobiles that that I'm just like, you use them once, like, gosh, I almost have to have them. Heated seats, heated steering wheels, auto starts, and adaptive cruise. I'm telling you, those 4 things right there. Once you have them, it's hard to ever go back to the old way of doing things.
I've got one of them.
Which one do you have?
Adaptive Cruise.
Adaptive Cruise. And that's a really nice one. That's
is.
a super nice one. Love Adaptive Cruise. But good Friday morning, everybody. January 23rd here in the Morning Blitz. Glad you decided to join in, whether it's the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream or, of course, on the air on Goodland's Rocket 1025. He's Connor Schuh. I'm Ross Volkmer. Full show ahead today. Picks of the weekend coming up here in segment 2. We'll talk some more college and NFL as well in the back end of the show. With the big games coming up, we got the Sunflower Showdown between KU and K-State. Of course, the Denver Broncos looking to punch their way to the Super Bowl with a possible win over the New England Patriots on Sunday afternoon. I think it's interesting, the last time the Broncos played in the Super Bowl and won, it was in Super Bowl 50. Guess what? There's a chance they could be in 60. They like going every decade, and why not be an even number? So there's a chance for that happening here on Sunday. And we've got plenty of other things to get to on today's program here on the Morning Blitz. As always, the FB Bank text line is open at 785-899-2222. If you'd like to be part of the Morning Blitz, we'd love to hear from you here on the program. Yesterday, though, we'll get things going with some tournament basketball. Things getting underway at the Orange and Black Classic, the 41st annual Orange and Black Classic in Colby. What was your, it's your first experience of the Orange and Black, Mr. Schuh. What was your thoughts?
It was packed. It was certainly packed, and I think I got the full experience, was able to get down on the floor and call each of the Colby games. And unfortunately, the girls didn't win their first one, but the boys won pretty convincingly in the second against Pine Creek. Pretty good hoops overall, and even got treated to a pretty good game before the first girls game. I think it was Beloit and Stanley Lake. Stanley Lake is really, really good. So I'd keep a watch out for them.
Girls, right? Stanley,
girls,
yes. Yeah, I know it was. A great opening round there. I love going over to the Orange and Black Classic because I see all my Colby people, and it's fun to run into them and visit with them from time to time. And so it's good to do that, and got to see some people and discuss some things. And so it was good to see that. And yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed being there at the Orange and Black Classic. What were your thoughts on the games? Once again, Colby girls 43-33 winners over Concordia. They get Beloit in the consolation semis, and Colby, like you said, beat Pine Creek pretty convincingly there by 13 points. They get Beloit in the semifinals tonight. What were your thoughts on the wins? Anything that stood out to you?
Well, the first one, Concordia, was tough. I mean, at least for Colby, it was, for whatever reason, they were getting the looks they probably wanted, but unfortunately the shots just weren't really falling as much as they probably would have liked to until it was a little too late. And they were down by 15 pretty late there and managed to kind of make it a little nicer, a 10-point game instead. But it was a good fight. I think they'll be able to fare a little bit better against Beloit in the consolation round. And then on the side of the boys, they kind of blitzed Pine Creek pretty early, got up by, I think it was 7 within like the first 5 or so minutes, and then didn't really look back, just kind of held them off by 10 plus for the rest of the game. And I wouldn't say coasted to a win, but definitely kept them at arm's length for long enough to make it comfortable, I would say.
So a couple of nice wins there for the Colby Eagles in the first round. Goodland over in the auxiliary gym took on Hayes, and a couple of unfortunate lopsided losses for the Cowboys and Cowgirls. I don't want to say it was surprising or anything like that. I mean, it is a 5A school, and both teams are ranked in the top 10. Both teams pretty darn good. The Cowboys played first, suffered their largest margin of loss this year. They were beaten 62-28. The Cowboys with the 28 points was the lowest point scored this season by GHS. Everything was hard for Goodland offensively against Hayes. Hayes was longer and just as athletic or more athletic at all 5 spots, it felt like, throughout the game. Anytime Goodland tried to get to the bucket, there was Hayes with a great help defense or be able to block a shot or just stand straight up and make it really difficult to finish over the top. And they were really guarding tightly outside the perimeter, not many open looks from deep, and Goodland only made 1 in the course of the game. Only 1 made 3-pointer. So, and that's a recipe for, that's not a recipe for success for Goodland. I mean, if they're going to win games, I've said this many times, this year's version of the Cowboy basketball team, they're going to have to go out and make some threes. They're going to have to go out and hit probably 4, 5, 6 threes a game to really be in some contest, because they just don't have really a ton of size. And Connor Collett, as great as he has been, is going to run into some guys like a Dawson Reuter and Isaac Fox from Hayes that are long and athletic and can play with him step for step and make it difficult for him to finish inside. So it was a tough game for the Goodland Cowboys. Just not much was going right for them. And then defensively couldn't really get the stops. Hayes shot the lights out of the gym. They came in shooting 26% from three, and they lit it up for close to 55, 60% from three. I mean, they really shot the lights. It was their best shooting night from the outside, I was told, on the season. And so when you get that combination, that's how you get lopsided scores. And so tough night for the Cowboys. Cowgirls came out swinging. They knew they were going to have a really tough task against the number 3A team in 5A, Jenna Schmeidler, who is the real deal for Hayes High. I mean, Goodland came out swinging. They were up 7-0. They started the game out, or 7-1, I think is what it was. They were up swinging, played really good out of the gates. And, as soon as things kind of calmed down, Hayes just kind of got going and pulled away slowly for a 55-31 win. It's hard to duplicate what Jenna Schmeidler does in practice to get prepared for that. I mean, this is a young lady that can bring it across half court, stop at the 10-foot spiking line, pull it from three and bury it, as she did. That's a 30-foot three-pointer. You're not used to guarding that. Credit, though, to Allie Cure, who I thought was fantastic defensively against her. And Schmeidler's a great driver. She did not get a lot of drives because Allie Cure stayed in front of her. So a lot of credit to Allie on that. But Schmeidler got going from three. I think she was 6 of 7 from deep. And I was talking with some people, and I said, it's not very often do you talk about a person like anytime they put up a 3-point shot, you're thinking, well, that's good. It's like, it's good. It's almost like someone went in for a wide open layup. Oh, there's a 3-pointer. Good. And Hayes had the size advantage inside, although I didn't feel like that was the biggest difference. But it was, if you accumulate both games for Goodland and Hayes, it came down to the outside shooting. And Goodland, I think, on the night made a total of 2 3-pointers between boys and girls, 2, 1 each. And Hayes, I think, went out there and sank 15, 16, 17 3-pointers amongst the combined 2 games. I mean, it's going to be hard. The 3-point shot is the great equalizer in basketball. And if you can't make it and you need to make them, it's going to be for a long night. And so tough night there for Goodland in the first round of the Orange and Black Class against 2 really good Hayes programs. So both the Cowboys and Cowgirls will play today in the consolation semifinals. Girls, as Bill Bierman says, it's going to be a tough mental challenge today because they're facing Ulysses, a team they just played on Monday and beat by 20. So, it's a hard mental challenge because not only do you have to face a team you just beat pretty convincingly on your home floor less than a week ago, now you have to play them on what is less than 12 hours, or sorry, less than 24 hours because Goodland got done playing at 9 o'clock, 9:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Central Time, and you're playing again at 3. The quick turnaround. So it's a difficult. It's a weird turnaround. It's a really weird turnaround for GHS. And so they got to be mentally prepared for that. It was facing off against Ulysses. And then the boys beat up against Standley Lake, who lost in the first round. I forget who they lost to. Unfortunately, my bracket is not in front of me. I'll have to look at
Concordia. I have it in front of me right
you're
now.
right. That is. They lost to Concordia. What was the score? Austin McNorton sent me that score. Where's he at here? That final score was 69-53. Concordia beat Standley Lake was the final score in that one. So it's Goodland against Standley Lake, which I know absolutely nothing about except they're from Westminster, Colorado. That's all I know. Their nickname is the Gators. That's all I know.
The Gators of Colorado. Interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes, here's an example of an interesting nip. Sometimes you have to kind of go deeper, and I don't know if this is the case, but I do know that there's a school in Lincoln, Nebraska called North Star, North Star and how you navigate. And so their nickname is the Gators, but it's really short for navigators because the North Star. Get what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
So they call the Gators, but it's actually the Navigators. But maybe that's what it's with Standley Lake. We'll have to follow.
They should call them the Navs.
The Navs.
The Navs. There's like a summer league baseball team over in Massachusetts. They call the Navs.
There you go. The Navs. So anyway, today you can hear coverage of Colby Eagle basketball on 100 Point Through the Ride. I'm guessing starting around 6, a little after there.
Yeah, girls play at 6:30 in the auxiliary gym. They get Beloit. Boys also play Beloit in the main gym at 8:15. So I'll I'll be making a run for it.
Former Goodland Cowboy head basketball coach Mikey Dahl, the head coach of the Beloit Trojans. Be interesting to see. It was interesting to see Coach Dahl. I didn't talk to him. I just saw him, but he always has pretty good shoe game, and he's wearing orange and black shoes. I was like, oh, that looks so weird because he would have never worn those the last.
Not with Goodland.
I know, right? So it's weird to see him in those shoes for that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Beloit and Colby in this championship semifinals tonight. Once again, Connor Schuh has coverage for you on 100 Point Through the Rhine. I'll be there nice and early. Talk about a quick turnaround for a broadcaster. It's hard to get prepped for 2 games in a matter of just a couple hours, but that's what's going to have to happen. As you've got coverage starting at 1:40 Mountain Time on here on 102.5 V-Rock with Goodland girls against Ulysses first, followed by Goodland boys against Stanley Lake. And so there's your orange and black classic update at this point in time. Some other scores from high school basketball last night. You had the Mid-Continent League tournament. Oakley boys lost to Ellis in Norton in the consolation semis, 74-65. The girls' championship semifinals are taking place today in Plainville. You've got Hoxie versus Hayes TMP and the Oak Lady Plainsmen against Trigo in 2 championship semifinals. That tournament, we don't know. The championship games are, and I think championship and third place games, I think, are TBD. I've seen a lot of tournaments, particularly the further you go east, say, we just don't know yet. We're going to kick it down the road. We don't want to come back on Saturday when there could be a lot of snow. They're kind of planning for that further east. So I saw in the Mid-Connolly bracket, it says TBD, to be announced when they're going to play those games. And there were some games that were scheduled for Saturday that they've just nixed altogether. So they're not going to play those games just because of the weather and that kind of stuff. Yeah, tough break there for some of those kids. But the Northwest Kansas League basketball tournament was continued in Quinter yesterday. Remember, they moved up. It was supposed to be semifinals today. It was played yesterday. You had in the girls' championship semifinals, Rollins County lost to Dighton 57-28, and Quinter beat Decatur Community 74-47. Consolation semifinals, Greeley County got Ness City 57-13. St. Francis edged Wallace County 35-28. Boys bracket, Wallace County advancing the champion. Wallace County losing to Decatur Community 62-46. Red Devils, and it'll be Quinter meeting them in the championship game. They beat Greeley County 50-39. And then consolation semifinals, Rollins County over Dighton 50-40, and St. Francis lost to Ness City 69-48. Now, we do know that tournament will be resumed next Saturday. Not the coming up Saturday the 24th, but a week from Saturday the 31st is when they're going to play those championship and consolation semifinal or consolation final games. So that's just a quick note. So basketball is going to be a little slimmer, at least for the area teams this coming weekend. There are a few teams playing tonight. Golden Plains hosting Weston, Tri-Plains Brewster hosts Chi-Lin, and Wheatland Grinnell is at Western Plains in non-tournament games here this week. Let's see. Before we get to break, I want to quickly highlight some wrestling. Lots of duels last night. I'm such a more of a duel fan. I don't know about you in wrestling, but I like duels.
Duels are fun. I mean, it sounds like they could be, more entertaining just because there's less to bite off. I mean, that's what Coach Trickleman said when we talked to him. I think he said he was a bigger fan of those.
Yeah, I just love the duel scene. Particularly, they get the mat out there and they shine the one light on the floor. Makes it feel like two warriors going after, which it kind of is.
Yeah.
I love the duels, and there were lots of duels last night in high school wrestling. You had Colby boys losing to Norton 38-32. Colby girls lost as well to Norton 47-35. A split between Rollins County and St. Francis. St. Francis girls with a shutout victory 54-0 over the Lady Buffs. Rollins County boys 54-16 over St. Francis. Goodland boys lost 54-11 to Burlington. Goodland girls a 2-0. Goodland girls going 2-0 on their duels last night. They beat Wichita County 30-22, and then they won 51-0 over Burlington. Lots of wrestling on tap for today. There's a Cimarron Invitational. There's an Osborne tournament that teams are going to. Some teams are going to Lexington, Nebraska. I think it's where Goodland is going. There's a dual tournament in Oakley. The Bob Coon Prairie Classic for the ladies is this weekend. That's a big one. And also the Beloit Invitational is this weekend. You got Colby, particularly Hoxie, two of the better programs in our area, going to Beloit to wrestle there. And then, of course, you've got Colby Community College wrestling the women's team at the NJCAA Coaches Association duels here on this weekend. So there is your local sports calendar. Lots going on this weekend, and probably should be more, but the weather is causing some havoc there. We'll take our first break. We'll be back with our picks of the weekend. A good slate of picks from Connor Schuh coming at you as we look ahead at what's next in all the big-time sports. You're listening to the Morning Blitz.
Start the new year in a new Chevrolet from Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, where the deals are ready to roll. Right now, get behind the wheel of a Chevy Trailblazer with 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers, or step up to a Chevy Silverado 1500 and score up to $6,250 in rebates with an eligible trade-in. It's the perfect time to upgrade your drive and start the year strong with the power and reliability of Chevy. Make your New Year's move today at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Shop online anytime at hurlchev.com.
This corn growing season, the pressure is on. We've got to work smarter, not harder. So turn to TrivaPro. As the hardest working, longest lasting corn fungicide, TrivaPro works overtime to protect plant health and your potential yield, even in fields with low disease pressure. When you need your inputs to go above and beyond, choose TrivaPro fungicide for disease control you can take to the bank. Ask your retailer for TrivaPro today. Always read and follow label instructions.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning, Jared Law with the Andersons in Overland Park, Kansas, with your morning market update. It's Friday, January 23rd, the overnight session. March corn up 2.5, 426.5. May up 2 3/4 at 435. July up 2 3/4 at 441.25. December up 1 3/4 at 453.5. Soybeans on the March up 4, 10.68. May up 4 1/4, 10.80.5. July up 4 1/4, 10.93.25. November up 3 3/4 at 10.81. TC wheat on the March up 5 3/4 at 531.5. May up 5.5, 541.5. July up 5, 553.25. Chicago wheat up 3.5, 519. Feeder cattle finished yesterday 363.72.5. Live cattle 232.37.5. Lean hogs 88.47.5. Crude oil futures up $1.72 a barrel at 61.08. Gold futures up 44.70 an ounce at 4,953.50. Silver up 3.23 at 99.21. U.S. dollar index down a point at 98.16.5. Dow futures down 244 at 49,314. S&P futures down 16 at 6,929. If you need to move any cash rate or want to talk about risk management, reach out to myself, Jared Law, Tom Suter, Tyler Gosh, 913-748-3000. If you're out in Colorado, you can reach out to John Hinkie or John Salz at 970-744-4484.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
Some corn and soybean fungicides out there talk a big game. But if you're paying premium prices for not-so-premium results, it's time to get your money's worth with Miravis Neo. With exclusive Adepidin technology, health-boosting benefits that keep crops cleaner and greener, and proven bushel bumps that out-yield the other guys, it's easy to see which fungicide gets you the most bang for your buck. Ask your retailer for Miravis Neo, the premium fungicide that performs. Always read and follow label instructions.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, and cleaner American fuel. This message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Sports talk that's fast, fresh, and always on point.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
This is the Morning Blitz.
Here we go.
It's time to win another chance to enter into be a part of the Valentine's Dinner and Dance with Traditions Restaurant. Another chance to be a lucky winner of these two great tickets we have. I have it here in my studio. Here are the two tickets right here. You can see them on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream. So I'm not lying. We have the tickets. We've had lots of people enter thus far, and so we're looking for more winners today to get entered in. So, Connor Schuh, our word of the day.
Orange.
Orange is the word today. So if you want to be entered in for a chance, and we're going to, once again, it's going to be, I think, Friday show. We'll do our last one, and we'll draw it out on Friday. I think we'll get a hat with names and draw one out. How about that for fun?
I like it.
So, or I'll find some fancy programming that we can put on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream, maybe spin the wheel and see if we can come up with a name. I'll figure out something. Might just be
spin a wheel.
Yeah, spin a wheel. So anyway, we got that. But yeah, text the word orange to our F&B Bank text line at 785-899-2222 to be entered in for a chance to win these 2 tickets to Traditions Restaurant in downtown Gun. They're doing a great event with strings attached on Valentine's Day night. So get entered in to be a winner from that. So once again, the word is orange here on this Friday. All right, it's time for picks of the weekend. Let's head to Vegas. Tell you what, if we would have put some money down last week, we'd be rolling in the dough. We'd be like, let's go put extra money down this week. So what do we got for picks of the weekend, Connor Schuh?
Yeah, we'd be addicts at this point if we put money on half those games last week. It was good.
It's weekends like last weekend why I don't gamble.
Exactly. That's what hooks people.
Yep.
And that's why we're not putting real money on this. This is all fake.
That's right.
All right. So you went 11-3 last week. I went 10-4. I'm sitting at 28-13. You are 24-17. Going into this weekend, we've got a bit of a thinner herd in this one, but we still got games. We're going to start out with little NFL. Pats at the Broncos. Patriots favored by 4.5. And also, quick programming note, you can find both championship games, the AFC and NFC championship games, on 100.3 The Ride on Sunday at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock Central. But Pats, Broncos, 4.5 for the Pats on the road.
Yep, that's right. All games now through the NFL are not broadcast on. They don't put out like the regional or the Broncos or would be the Chiefs. Once you get to this round and further, it's all the NFL's Westwood One coverage. So
yep,
coverage of that. So, yeah, Patriots and Broncos. This game is going to be, I think, very entertaining. I know Jarrett Stidham is getting the start at quarterback. Once again, I understand. I know it's the preseason. It's different. But I still feel like this guy's got enough in the tank to help the Broncos stay in this game and possibly even win it. I don't know if they're going to win it. But I feel like both teams are just so evenly matched. I think both teams have very good defenses. I think both teams can find enough on offense. I think it's going to be just kind of like the Bills game where it's a little bit closer of a game. It's going to be a close game down to the very wire. I don't know. I'm going to take the Broncos to cover. I think it's close. Does that mean the Broncos win? I'm not going to say that, but I am going to say Broncos cover the 4.5. So maybe it's Patriots by a field goal. Maybe it's Broncos by a field goal. I think it's very close. If Denver can get the running game going, that is going to be such a big help. If they can't get the running game going, that is going to be really tough because then New England can just sit back and try and confuse a quarterback that hasn't taken a true NFL starting snap, in over a year or two?
Yeah, it's been a couple.
I don't even know when Jarrett Stidham last started an NFL game.
Wasn't since like 2022, I think.
Was he with the Saints or I don't even know who he
Raiders.
The Raiders? Yeah, that's right, the Raiders. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just keep thinking about his preseason game where he was 24 or 26. I'm like, good Lord, this guy's not starting, but it's the preseason.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's tough to support a guy who's starting his first game in years in the playoffs, though, against this Pats defense. So it's, man, I'm torn on this one. I'm kind of on the line of a Broncos cover, but this is a little different than a Nick Foles from 2016, whereas 2017, because Nick Foles, he had actually started plenty of NFL games coming into that playoff run there, and I'm sure that helped plenty. But Jarrett Stidham has 4 or 5 starts under his belt, hasn't started a playoff game, but the Broncos are at home. and they have an incredible defense, and the Pats are also very inexperienced in the playoffs. I think I'm with you. Broncos cover.
Isn't it amazing? The Patriots, got a first-year head coach, as you mentioned, a young roster, inexperienced. But boy, they look like a team that could win the Super Bowl, though.
That is true. And granted, Vrabel did coach with the Titans for, I think, 3 or 4 years, and he was pretty successful there. So he's got the pedigree. All right. Rams Seahawks, the NFC Championship game. Seahawks favored by 2.5 on their home field. It's a 46.5 over/under.
I think I'm going to take Seattle to win this thing, and I think I've got them covering as well. I tell you, what Seattle did to the 49ers, I mean, that just was, I don't want to say it was a shocker, but I was just like, it took me back. I was like, wow, that big of a whooping?
That was a beatdown.
I mean, it was a beatdown, and this is no offense to the Rams, who I think are a good team, but I'm telling you, Seattle, I think, is the most physical football team left in the NFL right now in the Final Four. The most physical.
Yeah.
They are going to line up and just pound you on offense. And then after that, they're going to ground and turn on defense and pound you right back as well. I just don't know if the Rams can handle that for a whole 4 quarters. So I'm going to take Seattle to cover this and get back to the Super Bowl. I feel way better about this game, even though I could be wrong, obviously. I feel better about this game than I do about Broncos and Patriots, where I feel like that is almost truly a coin flip game. I feel like Seattle gets this done. Although, when they did meet, help me recollect this, because I think I was over in Manhattan when they met on Thursday Night Football. Is that when that meeting was?
I think. Let me check.
I'm double-checking this here, too, while I'm at it. I want to make sure I get this right. When did the Rams play here?
Yeah,
that was 38-37. I mean, it was a one, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was home. No, that was actually that was at home. So they barely beat the Rams. That was the game where they had to go in overtime, had to run some crazy plays. I just feel like Seattle is playing with a ton of momentum right now, and I guess I'm going to ride that momentum into a win here and a cover. Maybe it's by 5 or 6 points for Seattle.
I think I got to roll with you again on this one. I mean, the Rams are good, but this is almost like a pick 'em with a 2.5 point spread. And man, Stafford obviously he's got the advantage in terms of pedigree. He's been here before. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl with the Rams, and he made a handful of playoff games with the Lions. So he's familiar, and he's a really tough guy. But at his advanced age, if he gets hit so many times in the backfield, I don't know. He might struggle a little bit. And, man, I find it hard not to pick the Seahawks right now, just with how strong their front seven is and how well Darnold's been playing this season. He didn't really need to do a whole lot in that Niners game, but there might be a little bit more on his plate, and he's probably in revenge mode from last season where his Vikings just got waxed in the first round, and probably wants to prove himself and go to a Super Bowl. I'm riding with Darnold. Seattle covers.
It's amazing. I haven't watched a lot of Seattle football this year just because of how it's worked. But you look at that front seven, DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams. I mean, some real guys that have been great NFL pros. They've kind of built that secondary and linebacker core up with some guys that you may not know as well. But yeah,
they can all play.
And, with Jackson Smith at Jigba and Cooper Kupp going against his former team, great storyline there. The only thing I have question about is Sam Darnold just holding on to the ball, because if Sam Darnold has a bad game but I would think that, Coach, is it Mike McDaniel isn't he the head coach there, I think? Am I right? I think
Mike McDonald. You're thinking of McDaniel's, the ex-Dolphins
You're right.
coach.
Mike McDonald, thank you. I apologize. McDonald, he's just going to hand it off to his two-headed monster there in the back. Well, I guess Charbonnet's out, so I guess you've got Kenneth Walker to hand the ball off to, and that may change a little bit, but yeah, I don't. I'm going to take Seattle there at home, and so I'm going to take Seattle to cover. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I'm not worried about Charbonnet because Kenneth Walker is a beast. But we're going to move on. Nuggets at the Bucks. The Bucks are favored on their home floor by 6.5. I think they have Giannis back at this point. He was out for a good bit of time, but he's back. But he's a little mad. And the Bucks are 18-25. Not exactly the season they've wanted. They're favored by 6.5 though on their home floor.
It's on Prime Video tonight, by the way, for those who want to check out a little Milwaukee and Denver Nuggets basketball. I'm just gonna roll. I don't follow NBA that close. I'm just gonna roll with the Nuggets. Give me Jamal Murray and the Nuggets in a win. Take them in the win.
Okay.
I guess that'd be an upset, but I'll take them. Give me Nuggets.
Technically, it's the spreads with NBA games can be a little bit weird sometimes, but this one, I mean, Joker is still out. I think Giannis, he's going to will him to a win. He still wants to be a Buck, maybe. I think they get a W here. And shout out to Ryan Rollins, their point guard from Toledo, the University of Toledo. Northern Ohio, represent. All right.
Go.
Rockets at Pistons. Pistons favored by 3.5. Shout out to Bryce Simon, Motor City.
That's right. I tell you, I would love to. I need to probably call old co-host Christian Peck Dimmitt. He was here when the Pistons were atrocious. They won like single-digit games, and so he would always talk about his pain. I wonder what he's thinking right now, being 30.
Probably pretty happy.
I'm guessing he is ecstatic at this point in time. Why the heck? In the honor of CPD, I'm going with the Pistons. Pistons with the win.
Pistons W. The Rockets are pretty good themselves. They're 26-16, and for those who may not be following the NBA too closely, they have Kevin Durant this year.
Yep, they do. KD. 26 points per game for Kevin Durant.
He ages like fine wine. That guy just hasn't really seemed to get much worse over time, and they've got a really, really great young big man by the name of Alperen Şengün. And they got a good team around those two. But the Pistons have the same thing, but in the regular season in the NBA, it's really tough to gauge games just with how much there is. It's like the MLB, but a little
talk about games
down.
that I would not touch would be NBA basketball, because not only do I know not a lot about it, but who do you know? Like in the NBA, honestly, how do you know who's going to show up and actually want to play that day? I mean, you're like, oh, it's the first game of a long road trip. We're going to cash this one in a little bit. And, who's going out there and playing a ton? And giving a whole full force effort there.
It is a little different than in football in the NFL when you only get 17 games. So each one.
The other thing is, if
more.
you go half, in football, you're going to get hurt. You can go half, in basketball and not get hurt.
I don't know. You could get undercut, and anything can happen. We've seen some tough injuries, but I would like to go Pistons in this one as well. I'm going to say they cover.
Okay, Pistons cover.
All right, the Sunflower Showdown. Unfortunately, no spread or anything for this one, so we're looking at a pick 'em, and I think I know where my head's at, but Kansas on the road at the Bramlage Coliseum against Kansas State again in the Sunflower Showdown on the hardwood.
I haven't seen it. Is it really a pick'em? Is it really?
Yeah, it's on Saturday, and for whatever reason, they never have the spreads out for games 2 days in advance.
Gosh. I can't pick Kansas State. I know they're at home, and I know that's where they play their best. And
pick them. Come on. Why not?
No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't pick Kansas State. I can't do it. Really, since I think over the last couple of games, KU has turned a corner. I mean, we were talking there early in the first part of the Big 12 slate, and I was like, God, I don't know if KU's got what it takes to make a deep tournament run this year. I'll tell you what, that's slowly getting altered here over the last couple of games. They are really turning a corner. Melvin Council and Trey White are playing alongside Darren Peterson, and that is looking pretty good. And then you've got Flory inside, and that is the biggest concern for K-State, because K-State does not handle bigs very well. They got rushed.
Kamari McGriff's got it. What are we talking about?
Is he going to even play?
Yeah, we'll see.
Kamari's been out. So they get smashed on the glass. And Flory Badunga, I think the question is, would you put money down for him to have a double-double? Honestly, I'd say yes. So I think Flory has a big game. I think Kansas wins probably pretty comfortably in comparison to what we usually see in the Sunflower Showdown. Sorry, my K-State friends. This year's team, I'm not buying into it. They're without Abdi Bashir, who's out now the rest of the year. I think it's going to be Kansas that gets it done in a pretty comfortable fashion. I'm not saying by double-digit points, but upper single digits at least.
I think the stat is that Jerome Tang has won the last 3 Sunflower Showdowns in Bramlage,
Yes, that is their
But it's going to end here. I agree. KU wins. K-State is horrible, and they might finish with less than 5 Big 12 wins. I don't think this is one of them. So, yeah, it's hard not to pick KU. Sorry to all the K-State fans, grads, whomever. It's just not a great season for you guys. But, yeah, we're going to go to the mountains, the Mountain West. Utah State favored by 3.5 at Colorado State. Utah State was ranked last week in the AP poll, but they dropped 2 straight league games, one to Grand Canyon, and I think they lost to San Diego State in the other, if I'm not mistaken. So they're tumbling down a little bit, but they are the best team in the conference, and Colorado State's playing at home.
Is this Saturday? Is that when this is?
This is tonight, I think.
Oh, tonight. Okay, thank you. Good to know. You know what? Let's roll the dice. We have a little extra jingle in our pocket from last week. Give me Rams at home at Moby Arena in the upset.
Okay.
Late tip tonight, by the way, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 Central on FS1 if you want to check that game out. I may be laying in bed watching that one. A little bit late night basketball. But
You're going to be in Colby. Or, well, no.
No, I've got
You're going to be done. You got the early slate.
I've got the absolute broadcaster's nightmare scenario. I got to get done here. I got to get ready for 2 games in the matter of just a couple hours and get over to Colby.
That's right. Have fun with that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, give me Rams.
Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going the Aggies of Utah State. I feel like they got something to prove after dropping a couple of league games, and they don't want to get rid of their chance of getting a potential at-large bid in the tournament, which usually there's a couple Midwest Mountain West teams that end up with them, and this year they're trending to be that one if they lose the league championship, and they don't want to give up any more games. I think Utah State comes into this one with a fire, and they get the win.
By the way, MJ Collins Jr., this guard for Utah State, averaging 19 points per game.
He's really good.
Dude.
He is a dude. We got UCF at Colorado. Central Florida was recently ranked, not anymore, and Colorado has lost 4 straight, including their last one to KU. Who you got?
This is hard. Central Florida is a hard team to pick because I tell you, they can play with anybody. They can also lose to anybody. I'm going to roll with Mark Johnson and the Buffs here, radio voice, friend of the program. I'm going to roll with the Buffs on this one. I think they get back to winning. They are at home. I think that helps them quite a bit. I think Central Florida walks off the bus in what are going to be frigid cold temperatures and be like that scene out of Cool Runnings, and that's going to shake them up. And so I'm going to take Buffaloes to win this one here. So I'll take the Buffs. I think that they get off this, 4-game skid. I think they get off it. They get the win against UCF.
Not to mention UCF is going back a couple hours in the time change, so that definitely doesn't help matters for them. Yeah. But I like Riley Kugel. I like UCF. I think Central Florida gets the win. Shout out to Mackenzie Milton. Remember that name?
Yo, how could you not? Great quarterback. Is he a QB coach now at UCF?
You might be right. I'm not sure.
Why the shout out? Do you know him?
No, he's the first name I think of when I think of UCF.
Scott Frost, baby. Scott Frost.
Oof. Yep. Nebraska's best coach of all time.
Well, that would not be correct.
Ohio State at Michigan on the hardwood. Michigan favored by 15.5 at home.
Oh, the game on the hardwood?
The game. This was played in Ohio State last year, and it was I think it was a 2-point game coming down the final stretch, and Ohio State had a chance to tie it and go to overtime, and our best player, Bruce Thornton, airballs a floater to end the game. That I called that game, too. That one hurt. But I'm also hurt that I'm probably going to miss this one. It's at 7 o'clock tonight, but I think during halftime, I'm going to be peeking at my phone and watching this one.
The spread is huge. You better not let me down. I'm taking Buckeyes to cover.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Michigan has not looked as dominant ever since I said, I don't know if there's a team that can compete with them. So you're all welcome.
Yeah, they struggled with Penn State. They lost to Wisconsin. Let's just pull up and see what they did in their last game because
they beat Indiana 86-72, but before that they only won by 10. Is this at home? Is this at? Oh gosh,
this is at Michigan. So that's the Ugh.
They got
I'm going to take
Wisconsin at home.
I'm taking Ohio State to win.
To win?
Let's do it.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
One more thing about that. Bruce Thornton guaranteed a win at Michigan, which I don't know if that's a great idea, but that was not smart.
Don't put that bulletin board material up there.
He's not a bulletin board guy either. He never says stuff like that, but it's 8:52. We got to move. West Virginia at Arizona. Pick him.
Arizona.
I agree. I had this one because I wanted to do all the undefeated teams, but Miami of Ohio doesn't play until Tuesday, so kind of throws a wrench into things. All right. Your Huskers at Minnesota.
Tricky place to play. This game scares me. Early tip time, which makes me think the barn will be a little sleepy. No Braden Frager, more than likely, out with an ankle injury. Nothing serious, though, from what I've heard. He'll be back, I think. God, love him back for the Michigan game, but it may be after that. I'm taking the experience for Nebraska to get it done on the road at Michigan. I'm going to take that. I think not Michigan, at to Minnesota, excuse me. I think they get it done and be 20-0 going into that Michigan game. That'll be crazy.
I agree. Minnesota might make it a little bit of a game, but I don't know. I think Nebraska.
What's Minnesota's player number 10? That guy, he's
Tate Tyson.
He's
really
good. He's good.
They got a good point guard too, Langston Reynolds.
Yeah, you're a big Langston Reynolds fan.
I am. Also, shout out Jalen Crocker Johnson, another good player. They've got a nice little three-headed monster. They have a bad team.
They always have good players at Minnesota. It's just about putting it all together for Minnesota, it seems like. So
yeah, 10-9 at this point, but they're probably the best 10-9 team. Power 5 basketball.
That's what you want to be.
They're way better than K-State, who's also 10-5, 10-9. So
there probably is a fact.
All right, and we end it with the Philly Flyers at the Avs, 1.5. I think it's not a point spread, or I guess, but they have a different word for that for hockey. And then the puck line is 6.5. I think they call it.
I'm going to go Avs winners.
Yeah, I'll take the Avs too. Last time this didn't work out for either of us, but that's your picks.
We know our hockey so well.
It's
the weekend here on the Morning Blitz. It's an interesting weekend for sure. All right, let's get to a break. We'll wrap up the show next with our final segment. This is the Blitz.
With Next Tech Wireless, get truly unlimited data as low as $40 a month. And get the latest devices like the iPhone 17 on us. iPhone 17 has a 6.3-inch ProMotion display, Ceramic Shield 2, all 48-megapixel rear cameras, center stage front camera, A19 chip, and more. Next Tech Wireless, celebrating 20 years of connecting Kansans.
The Bottle Gallery, that's my liquor store.
Science has proven that having plants in a store or workplace carries many benefits. Perhaps none more important than creating a friendly and inviting environment. It's no surprise then that the friendliest liquor store in town boasts an entire wall of plants. Now, if you see one leaning to the right or the left, well, you'll have a pretty good idea of what Carla has been watering it with.
The Bottle Gallery, that's my liquor store.
South Range, Colby.
Start the new year off right with a new or pre-owned vehicle from Vince's GM Center. We make buying a car or truck easier than ever. Shop our entire inventory of cars and trucks updated daily online at vincesgmcenter.com and even start your buying process right on the website. Check out our competitive interest rates. Visit Vince's GM Center at 1847 Rose Avenue in Burlington today or visit online at www.vincesgmcenter.com. Vince's GM Center, selling cars for years, making friends for life.
Your Cheyenne County Hospital in St. Francis is improving health with access to quality care. Whether you're looking for primary care, wound care, physical therapy, cardiologist, or anything in between, Cheyenne County Hospital can help. For info, visit their Facebook page or call 785-332-2104 or visit them at CheyenneCountyHospital.com. The Cheyenne County Hospital, located on 210 West Street in St. Francis.
It's game time.
What time is it? Game time!
You're listening to the Morning Blitz.
once again, a very cold start to the day. Temperatures right now at 4 degrees outside the KKCI studios in Goodland. Going to be in the single digits today and tomorrow. Once again, 70% chance of snow coming up today and into tomorrow. Accumulation, I don't know. What's the thing you've seen in accumulation? I mean, I don't think it's going to be much. The further you go east, you're going to get more, but I've seen like 2 to 5, 2 to 6 at being the absolute max, and I think we're going to be closer to the 2 than we are to the 6.
I think so. There were some pellets falling down when I was walking into work, but not much.
There's stuff blowing here. There's stuff blowing outside. I can see outside the window. There's some stuff blowing, but it's very light. It's going to be a very dry snow, not very wet. So we'll see. It's just going to be really cold, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, I saw tonight wind chill values as low as 24 degrees. 24. Sorry, negative 24. I want to remind you. Negative.
Oh,
24.
Wow.
Sorry. Let me negative 24.
I was like 24.
That's
no way.
No, negative 24 with the wind chill values tonight. Hey, guess what? A little bit of breaking news here. Just saw college football is going to stick with 12-team playoff next year.
Good.
Surprised.
God.
They'd force that thing up to 16.
Better not go to 16. We don't need 16 teams in the playoff just so they can get another decent SEC team in there. Like, come on.
You know, the Big Ten's really pushing now for 24, which I find is ridiculously dumb.
God.
I think it's stupid. Don't go to 24. I think 12 is actually a pretty good spot.
12 is nice. You get a couple G5 teams in there to muck it up a little bit, and you
might only get one G5 going forward. You got 2 this year. You may not get, you may just get 1 the rest of the time.
I mean, yeah, that was only because the ACC was a mess. That's really the only reason.
Yet they played in the national championship game of all things.
They weren't even in the ACC championship. Insane.
I know, just nuts. But yeah, I'm going to stick to 12 teams. Also, I just saw a mock draft. How many Ohio State Buckeyes in this guy's mock draft do you think are in the top, the top 12?
Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, Sonny Styles, 3.
4 are in the top 12.
Caden McDonald.
Arvell Reese.
Oh my God. How could I forget? He's the guy who's probably going to get picked second highest behind Tate. I don't know how he slipped my mind.
This is a Pro Football Focus's first round draft. Carnell Tate going 3rd, Caleb Downs going 5th, Arvell Reese going 6th, and then you had Sonny Styles going 12th.
Yep.
That was where. How many how many picks does Ohio State have in the top 6?
How many do I think?
Yeah.
I predict, I'd say 2. Carnell Tate's
3 in the top 6.
Well, yeah, you just said it, but
wow.
I genuinely believe there's going to be 2 to 3 picked in the top 6, at least Tate and 1 of Downs or Reese.
By the way, this mock drafter says the Chiefs picking at 9 would take Jeremiah Love, running back for Notre Dame.
That high?
That's what this guy is. Once again, it's a prediction.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what he's saying. Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame going to the Chiefs at 9. So
we'll see.
Little mock draft there. Let's get to the walk-off.
Hot drive, deep left, grand slam,
and back lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Brady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on the New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Of course, don't forget tonight, Connor Schuh's got coverage of Colby and Beloit on 100.3 The Ride, boys and girls basketball. 6:30 Central Time tip-off inside the main arena there at the Colby.
Auxiliary for the first.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. Auxiliary for the first. That's always fun. Always love picking up and moving right after the first game. That's always hard. But I'll tell you, it's better than it used to be. Did I ever tell you the story about how, it was in 2 separate buildings, the Orange and Black Classic?
Oh, God.
So it used to be downtown at the old Colby Event Center. Colby Community Building, I beg your pardon. And then you had to drive to the high school for anything in this. So if you had to get done, pack up and drive.
That's ridiculous.
It's tough.
How do you make it in time?
You usually didn't. You got it.
I figured.
At first quarter. So another broadcaster's nightmare for you there.
Yeah.
Real quickly, shout out to Lexa Weeder, former Goodland Cowgirl. Thank you to Stan for saying this, but with her 23-point performance, which was a game high against Rogers State on Thursday, she is now at 1,000 career points. This is her first year really, truly starting at a consistent level. So she is filling it up. I have been in contact with Telexa to get her on the program. We have just not worked out a time. And so I'm hoping to get Telexa on the program soon as we can work it into her schedule. But she's a very busy young lady. We look forward to visiting with her. She's having a phenomenal season there at Fort Hays State. And once again, as I've said many times before, I expect, not only did I say I think she could, now I think I expect her to win the MIAA Player of the Year this year. She has been that good. So there you go. That'll do it tonight. Of course, Goodland Cowboy and Cowgirl basketball starting early. I'll be on the air around 1:30 Mountain Time with pregame getting you set for a couple of consolation semifinal matchups. For Connor Schuh, I'm Ross Volkmer. Have a great Friday. See you back on Monday. Stay warm. It's been the Blitz.